Yeah.
Woo!
Fights.
Fights.
UFC Vegas 86 going down in a matter of moments or 29 minutes or so. But there's your main event right there. Joe Pyfer taking the big step up against Jack Hermansson. We'll see how it all goes down at the world's most famous Apex. This is a perfectly okay Apex card, but I don't think it's going to be the worst watch in the world. But thank you for joining us for the People's Pre-Fight Show. I am Mike Heck, and joining me, the chair swinger himself, the baddest stash in MMA. He is E. Casey Leydon. Let's see the chair swings. Do we have anything?
Yeah. That's more of a stretch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, they're fights. They're fights. It's Apex.
They're fights.
Yeah, they're fights.
They're fights.
This is what it is. We're here. I'm happy to be here. I'm in a good mood.
Yes, this is what it is. Well, I mean, I don't know how many questions you're going to have about this card, but we could certainly talk about them. We could certainly talk about other things going on right now. We still do not have a UFC 300 main event at the moment. Dana White has been asked about it left and right, and he's basically saying, like, you guys have no idea what it's been like trying to put this main event together, and everything could change tomorrow. So that doesn't bode particularly well with the hype and everything. So we'll see how that plays out, but we could just talk about whatever the hell you want. Of course, our super chatters get first dibs. So if you want to contribute, go ahead. If not, all good. But there you go. Let's go. Let's answer questions.
You ready? Oh, that was last week.
Oh, yes. That card.
All right, here we go. First question, and it's a super chat.
Sick. Last stand 001. Thank you. Why does the UFC 300 logo look like it was made in Microsoft Paint?
Wait, let me see this.
Have you seen it? You haven't seen it? Oh, you probably just need to pull it up. It kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the official logo, but yeah, I guess it is. Why? Hey, you don't become a $1 billion company by wasting money on graphic design. So I guess that's the answer. I have no idea.
I mean, it's different. It looks different than the others, so I guess that's something. But yes, very Microsoft Painty. Maybe it's just, with a little throwback, a little nostalgia for UFC 300. Maybe Microsoft Paint was fully in when the Zuffa era began. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the actual logo. I thought that was just a thing that was, I don't know. I didn't really think about it, but all right. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Great start.
Yes. Yes. Microsoft Paint. I like the throwback. I like the nod.
Yeah. I'm not into it.
What else we got?
All right.
Joseph Blood, do you guys think Ilia Topuria is overconfident heading into the fight next week with Alexander Volkanovski? So I have an interview with John Anna coming up. It's probably going to drop, I would guess, Tuesday, where we talked specifically about this card. And I wanted to make sure that we talk specifically about this card because I think this card is awesome, and I think this main event is incredible. And John said something that is completely true. Both these guys are first team, all self-believers. Like, Volk is very confident too, but he does it in a different way. Topuria is just completely dismissive of Volkanovski. Like, he's already calling shots. I'm fighting Conor McGregor next. I'm not fighting this dude. I'm not fighting this dude. I'm not fighting this dude. His Instagram profile, he says 15-0 and UFC featherweight champion. Like, what do you make of this confidence from Ilia Topuria? Because, dude, if he goes out there and dusts up Volk at 145 and wins the title, strap the rockets to that guy, they're going to do something big with him. But if he goes out and lays an egg and Volk does what he's done to every other featherweight that he's fought, it's got to be a tough run for that man, will it not?
I don't really buy the second part. I believe if he gets dusted up, either way, it sucks. I don't believe, though, coming into it, I don't know, he thought he was going to win and he lost. Haha. Oh, I mean, I don't really buy that, but as far as just the overconfident, dude, he's been overconfident since day one. look at his very first interviews that we probably ever did with him, or any early scrum interviews. He was the same way. It wasn't like he built up to this confidence. I feel like day one, since he got probably his first MMA win, I think he's been that confident. He's just that type of guy. I don't dig it. I think I don't like it, but as far as a fan, I'm not really into that personality. But it works for him, and he's main eventing in in the Honda Center next week, so it's working for him, and I'm picking him to probably win. I'm high on Topuria. I think we'll talk more about that next week, I guess. But yeah. But you know what I don't like? I don't like did he say he won't fight anyone that basically Volkanovski's already beat? Did I hear that right?
He basically said, like, Volk's not getting a rematch. Brian Ortega stinks. Yair Rodriguez stinks. I'm not fighting any of those guys. And I don't want to fight John O'Malley. I don't want to fight this guy. I'm fighting Connor. And yeah,
I don't like that at all. At all. He wants to fight an unranked lightweight. Okay.
Yeah. Who's not even a freaking lightweight anymore. He's gonna he's fighting at middleweight, or at least that's what he says.
Whatever he fights at, like Topuria's like, I'll fight him. Just say, I wish people would just be honest and say, hey, I want to make lots of money. I want to fight the guy that will make me the most money. If it's Conor McGregor at 6,000 pounds, I will fight him as long as it makes me enough money. I just be honest. Don't say I want to fight Conor McGregor because that is the toughest fight in the world or something. I don't know. I'm basically bored of it. I'm bored of that whole. I get it. Conor McGregor draws clicks, whatever. But I'm just bored of it.
Yeah, and when I say the thing about Topuria, like, it's gonna be a tough road. It's not. I'm not saying like he'll never get back to a title fight. Like, it'll be like Sean O'Malley when he lost to Cheeto Vera. Talked all that greasiness, loses a fight, people just ripped him to shreds. But then you come back, you win a couple of fights, you build your way back. It's just going to be that kind of a road for Topuria. He's just going to get roasted if he loses to Volk. But seems like he could deal with it. Yeah. I don't see a lot of fighters like planning on doing that unless they're prepared for the consequences. Unless Topuria just feels like there's no chance he can lose this fight. So we'll see. Yeah. But Fight Week's going to be interesting. Fight Week's going to be interesting when those guys get face to face again. It's going to be pretty wild.
I do really love the main event though. I loved because it feels like it's been a while since, because Topuria it's weird to say this, he has earned his title shot. Like, and we don't say that in this sport that much. I feel Topuria has honestly earned this title shot, and that's why I like this fight, because it makes sense. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, am I missing? Is there another person that did he?
No, I mean, like, timing also helps here.
Timing always helps in the sport. Yeah.
I mean, look, and this is not a disrespectful thing that I'm saying right now, because we know how dangerous this guy is. But Ilia Topuria's best win is Josh Emmett. And Josh is a fine fighter, but he went in there and just got run over by Yair Rodriguez, like, not that long ago. And then Topuria ran him over as well. I mean, he knocked out Bryce Mitchell, but like, Josh is a very good fighter, but he's not a title. He's just not like. But
he fought for the title. He fought for the interim title, right?
He fought for the interim title, but again, this is just a weird division, though. Like, Holloway's already fought Volk 3 times. Like, he's already beat Ortega. He's already beat other guys, and the problem Volk has had, which is why he kept saying, like, well, maybe I'll move up to 155, is like, no one has really, like, separated themselves from the pack. Like, guys have had opportunities. Arnold Allen, they threw him in there with Max Holloway. Calvin Kattar, they threw him in there with Max Holloway. Like, rather than just give him matchups, they just threw everybody in there with Max Holloway, and Max beat them all. Ilia didn't have to deal with that. Arnold Allen did, which I hated that matchup, and for that exact reason. Now Arnold's lost 2 in a row.
Yeah,
but
that's another thing. But yeah,
yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
Look, after that Josh Emmett fight, I was there. I sat cage side and watched that fight. I was so impressed. I saw him when he walked into the press conference. It was just, there's a mystique to this guy. He's got stardom written all over him, and he's really good. And stylistically, seeing him match up with Volkanovski is very, very interesting. So the timing of this is absolutely perfect, and the state of this division is absolutely perfect right now. Look at Movsar Evloev. Like, Movsar Evloev because of what this division looks like right now, is probably getting a title shot next. So we'll see. We'll see. I love the depth of this division. It's great. Like, the guys coming up are really, really good. It's an underrated division. I can't wait for the fight. Topuri's done a damn good job putting the intrigue over. I think it's gotten some casual appeal. And if Ilya goes out there and waxes up Volkanovski, he's going to be a star. Like, he's already dressing the part and acting the part.
He
delivers that. He
looks
delivers
the part,
performance. Yeah, he delivers that kind of performance next Saturday. It's on. They're going to Spain. They're going to do whatever that man needs.
Oh, God, I hope they go to Spain. Oh my God, MMA in Spain.
Oh, the bar is as high as it can possibly get. It can't get any higher.
Oh my God, what was that promotion called? I have no idea. What was that?
Dog fights?
Dog with something.
Like dog fights or something. Yeah,
that was incredible. That show. I didn't watch it all like our colleague Jed Mashu did, but I was about to say, hey guys, we're going to do a reaction pod, right? All right, we'll talk about more of that later.
That's fun. All fun stuff.
Got a super chat coming in.
All right, thank you, TJ. What's next for Volkanovski if he gets knocked out in round 1? He's getting a title shot when he comes back.
You think so?
Right?
Volkanovski gets.
Dude, he's defended the title 5 times. Like,
that'll be back to back. I'm assuming by this question, back to back dominant, just brutal first round knockout.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like they're just gonna wait for Volk to be ready to do it. I think they'll go right to Evloev if Topuria is ready to go. Keep bouncing that guy out there.
But basically, you say Volk gets knocked out. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to get one win.
No, I don't think so. He's the longest reigning champion in the company right now, is he not?
Yeah, but then when your time's done, though. I mean, to me, that's I don't know.
I think he gets it.
Maybe for ticket sales and pay-per-view sales, that's what the fans want. I hope it's not that way. I think if he loses in the first round in a dominant fashion, I just one win, just one win to get it back. That's all I want. I'm not saying go to the back of the line. Just you go to the just one back. That's all.
Who does he fight though?
I don't care.
No, he's not gonna fight Evloev.
Yeah, not Evloev. Arnold Allen.
Does he fight the winner of Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling? That's not a bad one.
That'd be great.
There you go. I should have a matchmaking show. Maybe that's what you do. I'll tell you what's another interesting question, though, Casey. What's next for Volk if he wins? Because I don't know if he stays at 45. I think he might go to 55. I think he might vacate the belt and go. I think he might do it.
The key is vacate. Go to 55. Yeah. Enjoy 55. Just leave. But then you're done at 45. That's all. And let the 45, let it prosper. Let it live. And then maybe down the line, if 45, whatever happens, Topuria becomes the new guy at 45 after he loses a Volk and comes back and wins, or whatever. If Volk wants to come back down and maybe get a shot at 45 after being at 55 for a little bit, cool. But as long as you vacate, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
I can't wait for this fight next week. There's
no
no fight that is booked right now. There's no fight that is booked right now that I am more excited for than this one. That includes Gaethje Holloway, which will be fun in a different way, but this is everything. This is everything you want as like a longtime mixed martial art fan.
And personally, for my own heart, I need Topuria to win next week because he defeated my personal GOAT, Ryan Hall. So he has to keep winning.
You remember? Do you remember what Volk tweeted?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, but he bet money on Ryan Hall. Hey, Ryan Hall broke his hand in that fight. I'm just saying, Ryan Hall broke his hand in that fight. He's when Ryan Hall gets healthy eventually in the year 2040, he'll come back and he'll get his revenge.
He's such an interesting guy. He's one of like my favorite interviews ever.
He's awesome. Yeah, I love Ryan Hall.
What a brain for this sport.
Yeah. Got a super chat from longtime commenter Terrence Leverett.
Thank you, Terrence. I only care about Loma on this fight card. Let's talk about the biggest what if. What would Zabit versus Ilya have looked like? Who would you pick? So that was a conversation on Heck of a Morning. We were talking about what, like, the biggest what ifs in UFC history, and we were talking about fighters who came into the UFC and we were like immediately thought, you know, this could be the dude or this could be the gal that's just going to take over, and it just never amounted to what the expectations were, I guess. So who would you say is the biggest what if? And then just through all your years covering the sport, like when you first talked to somebody and you were like, watch them fight, did the interview or whatever, or watch Ariel interview him, and you're just like, dude, this guy, he's got something. And then went on to lose like 5 in a row, and we never heard from him again.
Ooh, and that's the second part. Phil Hawes. I was super big on Phil Hawes. I saw that man train at Jackson's. I saw him just his scrambles. I saw him throwing around Derek Brunson, you know, a top tier middleweight. He was like top 5 at that time. I heard stories. I didn't see it in person. I heard stories about him having very hard, tough sessions training with John Jones, and everyone was just very high in Phil Hawes, and it just really he just got released, right, from the UFC. Is that true? I think I saw that.
The tracker put it out there, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So yeah. So Phil Hawes is my kind of like, man, I thought he had it. That's one on top of my head.
That's a good one. Brendan Thatch, another good one.
That
and Vincent Henderson were sitting together at LFA last night.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there any female fighters? I'm like, who just like, oh man.
That's interesting. I don't know.
Like when I first saw Rose fighting Invicta, but she turned out to be a champ, you know, so I didn't remember. I remember just thinking, oh man, she's got the whole package. Like she can sell, she's exciting, she's obviously incredibly good at fighting. I'm trying to think, but who did I just see? Like, yeah, female fight. Oh, I know. And this is because of injury. Miriam Nakamoto. She was a very highly decorated Muay Thai fighter, and she fought for the Invicta Bantamweight Championship, and she blew her knee out in the fight, and she never fought again. So that was always a bummer.
You know what's another good one too is TJ Grant. That's like a really good one that I always like forget. Because that dude was about to fight for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just never fought again.
Yep.
Wild.
Yeah,
but Zabit's a great one too.
Yeah, Zabit. Yeah, I'm trying to think of just people that, but Zabit didn't go on a big losing streak and just didn't win. Like TJ Grant his injuries took him out, ended his career. Miriam Nakamoto injuries ended her career. I'm trying to think of people who like, dude, that's like, oh my God, they're gonna do it, and they just
So a personal one for me, like one that popped into my head without really thinking about it was, and he's still fighting in the UFC, but compared to where he was like after two fights in his UFC run and like the interviews he's doing. I remember I interviewed him before he fought Beneil Dariush, and then after he knocked out Beneil Dariush in his debut, Alexander Hernandez is one of those guys where I was just like, the first time I interviewed him, I was like, damn, this guy can put together a run. Like he's got something. Like he's got it all.
Mm-hmm.
And goes out and knocks out Dariush in seconds. Then he beats OAM and then steals the show at the press conference, getting ready to fight Donald Cerrone. Talked a whole bunch of noise and then ends up getting knocked out by Cerrone. And like, I don't think he's actually really recovered from that. And then it's just kind of win-loss, 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 depending on who he fights. He's fought like really good dudes, but he's just not going to get there. You know what I mean? Well, we thought like maybe he could, and he's kind of got the swagger to him. He's really good on the mic. People like, you have reactions to Hernandez. You either really like the guy or you think he's an asshole. Like there's no in between when it comes to a guy like that. And usually that you could print money with that, but unfortunately he just never got going. He never really got the chance to develop. Came right into the UFC, like real young, off of a run in LFA, and gets thrown into a short notice fight with a ranked guy and finished him quick. So he's immediately ranked in the toughest division in the sport. So, but that's just like one that popped into my mind. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of others that the chat's coming up.
super chat suggestion.
Cynthia Calvillo is a good one. Yeah. All
Yeah,
the
Cynthia.
indecision with the weight, and I remember the Marina Rodriguez fight. She missed weight by a whole bunch for that DC fight, and then like almost came back and beat her with the
Yeah,
10-8 round 3.
yeah. Cynthia Calvillo, isn't she fighting soon? Is my
Yeah, she was booked. Who's she fighting? I saw this too. This has to be her last chance though. Like it has to be. Who is she fighting? Piera Rodriguez.
yeah.
She has lost 5 in a row. She's fighting Piera Rodriguez April 6th at the world's most famous Apex.
Yeah, she had like so much potential, and yeah, anyway, yeah. Now she's 36 now. Like I remember coming out. Like I remember she had a great story. She was like Paige Van Zant's training partner at Alpha Male, and she was like working as a waitress at like Cheesecake Factory when she got the call. And like she had a great story. She was good on the mic. She was a really exciting grappler, decent striker, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Yeah. But she's still people some other suggestions. People said like
That's a good one.
Gregor Gillespie actually.
That's a great one. That's a great one because we don't know what the hell that guy's doing.
Yeah. Did he essentially retire? Is he retired?
No. He wanted like big fights. There was like rumor that like a couple of years, this is like a couple of years ago. I think it was after the CDF win that he wanted to fight Tony Ferguson, and that fight was being discussed, but it like never came to fruition. And then he was just like, I'm not fighting anybody unless they're ranked above me. And from what I understand, he was offered a few different fights, including a main event fight with Arman Sarukian on that card where Sarukian ended up fighting Gamrot. They wanted it initially to be Gregor Gillespie. And Gillespie was like, no, I told you, I'm only fighting dudes that are ranked above me. So, and then the rest is history. So I'd love to see him come back, but he is just such a mystery right now. He's out fishing and having a good time, and good for him. He's making money.
I guess fishing's paying his bills, I guess. I don't know.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah. I am asked more about where's Gregor Gillespie than maybe any other fighter on the roster right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Before I can just look up his Tapology page, but did he fight after the Kevin Lee knockout, or was that his last fight?
Yeah, he fought CDF and beat him. It was CDF,
okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Okay, so he did have a fight after that. Okay, I kind of just couldn't.
Yeah, dude, that Kevin Lee knockout was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he became Kevin Lee's #1 highlight.
Yes, he finished CDF in May of 2021. That was his last fight. So we're sniffing 3 years without Gregor Gillespie.
Wow, 3 years. Okay. Yeah. Did we answer everything? What about what was Zabit and Ilya looked like? Yeah. Oh, Zabit is. Oh, my big what if, and the story is still being written, is Aaron Pico. The story's still being written. He didn't like fall off. Obviously, he had a dip. He took some bad losses, but bad losses and fights he was winning. It's just the kind of crazy Aaron Pico stories. But he fights in 2 weeks or something in Saudi Arabia. Maybe. Or is there something going on?
They're fighting Gabriel Braga. He's fighting Gabriel Braga. Like it just seems like so soon for him to fight after like losing his dad.
For Braga. Yeah, for Braga. Yeah, sorry.
The thing about Aaron Pico, he's an all-star no matter what, because he either wins big or loses big, and there's always a place in this sport for somebody who wins and loses big.
Yeah,
and Pico's that guy.
Yeah, I hate saying it because like I hate when it goes like, oh, I want to see this guy in the UFC, but Pico's actually one of the few guys I actually kind of do want to fight in the UFC. I've watched Pico train. I've talked to his coaches. Like, man, like that guy is a monster and just a nice kid too. He just you've talked to him. You've interviewed him plenty of times. Yeah, he's just. There's something about him, he just has this confidence, but not cockiness. It's just, I like it a lot. I like Aaron, but
it's tough, man. Like guys like him, Patchy Mix, even like Rafian Stotts, Johnny Eblin's another one. Like we're never gonna know Like if they're the best in the
Like
world.
we know
Like you'll
they're
never be
good. We
able.
know they're good. We know they're like
Yeah.
good, but we don't know if they're the best. And that's just who
I
knows.
just don't know if Mix will really get tested again. Like he'll fight good guys, but he won't fight he's not gonna fight the elite bantamweights. Pico's not gonna fight the elite featherweights. Johnny Eblen is not gonna fight the elite middleweights. You know what I mean? And it's kind of stinks.
Yeah.
That we may not see any of that stuff.
Yeah. I'm a little less on that. I think there's enough featherweights and bantamweights outside the UFC, but regardless, but definitely middleweights. Eblen is he's on an island a bit as far as getting good competition. That's up to his level because I have Eblen. I think Eblen's incredibly good, but yeah. Moving on. Got a super chat here.
Thank you. Achilles Jr., thank you. Hey guys, my bad about yesterday. What's a good matchup for the winner of Ige Feely? Giga, Murphy, maybe Barboza. So what do you think? Ige Feely winner?
Okay, if Feely wins, Feely would kind of finally get over that big hump that he's kind of in his whole career where he hasn't. Feely's never beaten a top 10 guy, right? He kind of when he hits that kind of that threshold, he always kind of loses, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's been in there with, Max Holloway, Yair, Calvin Kattar, Michael Johnson, Sadiq Youssef, Bryce Mitchell, Joe Anderson Brito, Nathaniel Wood are the losses.
Just a good Feely Giga would be awesome if Feely wins, but I think they could do that. Yeah, that's just I think if Ige wins, I think Ige probably just becomes that. Ige kind of becomes that Neil Magny, basically, of the featherweight division. I feel
he's been that way.
He's been that way, yeah. I feel
he was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight Lerone Murphy on this card. Like that was the original matchup.
Yeah.
Maybe just go back to that one, I guess.
The winner just fights Murphy again.
I think Feely probably gets something else. I think they'll probably give him more of a boost, potentially. But I don't know. They might just kind of maybe. I don't know. Barboza's fun. Murphy's good. Giga. Feely Giga I like. I would probably, if Feely wins this fight, on to the next one would probably be Giga for me.
All right.
Random question based off your horror movie conversation from the other day. What are your guys' top 3 movies of all time, regardless of genre? Jeez, man. These questions are so hard off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different categories of them, but it seems like you have your list.
My favorite movie ever, regardless of genre, The Princess Bride.
Oh, it's a good one.
I honestly believe it is a perfect movie. Anyone can watch it. Your grandpa can watch it. A 5-year-old can watch it. The harshest movie critic can watch it. And I think everyone can love that movie. And I think it's a perfect movie. My other 2 favorite movies, just because I just love them. Rushmore by Wes Anderson.
That's a good one.
I love Rushmore, and the Wong Kar-wai film In the Mood for Love. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've not seen that one. No.
Yeah, In the Mood for Love. Those are kind of my. I kind of put that in my top 3 movies ever. Yeah, but obviously I have a lot of Mad Max Fury Road. I think it's my greatest. I think it's the greatest action movie ever. I can put that movie on any time and just kind of watch it any part and love it. So that's kind of my. What you got?
I can't rank them.
I know, the
only conversation of this that I've had about movies specifically is what's a movie that if you scroll through, I don't have cable anymore, but if you scroll through cable and the movie's on, you're automatically stopping no matter where it is. Shawshank Redemption is on the top of that list. Dude, I'm watching it whether it's the beginning, the middle, the end, the escape, any of it. Like it's a banger. It's just so good. And there's others too, but I don't know. It's hard to rank them.
Oh,
You
another one.
know, my son just discovered on Hulu, Napoleon Dynamite, and I had the best time watching that movie with the family last night because he was like, "Is this good?" I'm like, "It's incredible," because I remember seeing it at like. I think it came out like 2003 or something, maybe 2002. But I remember like we had to go find this like small theater just to see it because it wasn't like a big thing yet. So when I saw it for the first time, I'm like, this is the greatest friggin' movie I've ever seen in my life. Like I was dying. And then ended up seeing, once it got to the big screen, I ended up seeing like a few more times. And it was just like, it's so good. He was losing his shit watching that movie last night. He was just laughing at everything. And I was just remembering watching it for the first time. That is so good. If you haven't watched that movie in like forever, go watch it and you will just lose your mind in the best way.
You know what? That's a pretty cool feeling to watch one of your favorite movies, but watch it next to someone who's never seen it before, so you kind of get to share that experience of them kind of watching it for the first time. That's pretty neat. But also love the comment section right now because I was just about to talk about this, but then our commenter, screw you, says Dazed and Confused.
Oh, that's actually it. Dazed and Confused is a good one. That's a good one.
Dazed and Confused was, watch it again if you get a chance. Watching it, that movie was filmed in the mid to late 90s. It is unbelievable how that film looks like it could be shot today. I mean, it's a period piece in a sense. So the film takes place in the late 70s in Austin, Texas. It's filmed in the late 90s, so it was only filmed like maybe 25 years after when the movie is based. So now it's like 40 years after the movie was based, and it still looks like it could be filmed today. It's like there's nothing dated in the filmmaking, and it's just an incredible movie. Oh god, I must have seen Dazed and Confused so many times when it first came out, and it still just holds up so well.
Another like automatic watch is Remember the Titans. Don't know why. It's an automatic watch. It's so freaking good. Hey, by the way, like they started the broadcast and we're already about to get the first fight.
Oh, well,
like Daniel Marcos walked into the, hey, I'm Brendan Fitzgerald. I'm this. Marcos walks into the cage. They're already doing introductions. So, do we have anything else? Any super chats or anything?
No. No. We're a lot of great movie suggestions. I'm happy everyone jumped in. Yeah, we're good in questions. Let's do our picks.
Bonus predictions. What you got?
Ooh, hold on. Let me bring up the card again. Fight of the night will go to. I'm gonna be positive. Fight of the night's gonna go to Rodolfo Rivera.
Yeah.
Vieira. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Rodolfo Vieira and Armin Petrosian. Because that could be the worst fight of the card or the best fight. I'm going to think positive. It's going to be the best fight of the card. And performance will go to... Ooh, man. I don't know. I know. I'm going to do the Oki. Is that how you say his name? Oki performance. And... other performance will go to... Oh, man, I have no idea. Michael Johnson.
If Joe Pyfer gets a finish, he's getting a bonus. Even if it's like not even a good finish, he's getting a bonus. So I'll say him. I'm going to say no fight of the night tonight. So I'll say Pyfer, Brychek, Guskov, and I think Vieira's going to get a first round sub, but they usually don't give bonuses to submissions. I'll say Pratis, whatever. Yeah, however you pronounce it. Those will be my bonuses. All right. Main card picks. We got Vieira versus Armin Petrosian in a fight that could just be electric and very quick, or the middleweight fight of 2024. Who gets this one done?
I'm going a very sweaty middleweight fight, but Petrosian will get the unanimous decision.
I'm going first round submission for Hidalgo Vieira. He won't let this one get away. It's going to be in his grasp.
It's either that or the other.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah,
there's no in between. I don't think. Michael Johnson, Darius Flowers. I don't think this one's going to the cards. I'm going Michael Johnson. I believe I have KO round. What did I pick? Did I pick round 2? Round 2 for Michael Johnson.
I'm going Michael Johnson, KO round 1.
Brad Tavares taking on Gregory Rodriguez. Who gets it done?
Death, taxes, and Tavares by decision.
I'm picking Tavares as well by decision. But this could get pretty brutal. Greg Rodriguez is a machine. If he wrestles, if he can get Brad down, and Brad's very good defensively, then things could get real interesting. But I don't expect that to happen. I think we're going to have a kickboxing match here. I got Robert Brycek, first round knockout against Ihor Potieria. I don't think this fight's going very long.
Brycek, dominant first round, gets the KO in the second round.
Danny Ige versus Andre Fili, co-main event. Who wins?
Going with my heart, going with the vibes. Andre Fili by decision.
Death, taxes, Danny Ige by decision. In a fun fight. I think this is a fun fight.
Yeah.
In the main event, Jack Hermansson looking to keep his ranking, looking to stay in the perennial rankings, so to speak. Maybe find his way back into the MMA Fighting Global rankings. He's actually not in our rankings right now. Taking on Joe Pyfer, who will find his way into probably both of our rankings with the victory here. Does the wily veteran get it done, or does Joe Pyfer deliver the goods in the biggest spot to date?
Hermansson spoils the party, and in a slog, wins a 48-47 decision over Joe Pyfer.
God, I can't believe you just said that. Oh man. I'm going Joe Pyfer. I think the first round is kind of competitive. I think Pyfer lands a big shot at the end and steals momentum. Doesn't get Hermansson out of there. Saved by the bell moment for Jack Hermansson. Starts round 2. Hermansson makes a mistake, gets a little desperate, and Joe Pyfer gets the knockout in round 2. There you go. Hit the music.
Man, but if Pyfer wins big, I'm gonna be very excited. 'Cause I remember on the previous show, Eric wasn't really too. Well, if Pyfer wins big, I'm not gonna learn anything from him. But it's like I don't really go with that line of thinking. I think if Pyfer wins big over someone with Jack Hermansson's experience, then I'm like, all right, I'm a Joe Pyfer guy because that's a legit win, I think. But I don't think he's there yet. I think Jack Hermansson's still a little better, but I like being wrong, and I feel if I'm wrong, I could be definitely wrong big time on this card, on this fight.
There are a lot of very smart people in the space who feel like this could be too much too soon for him.
Mm-hmm. But I like it.
Would not be surprised if Hermansson comes out there and just wins a 48-47. Wouldn't shock me at all. Yeah. But yeah, this thing goes long. If we get to round 3 here, I'm interested to see what the live lines will look like, and Jack Hermansson's a big plus money number. May not be a bad thing to take a little sprinkle on, but we're about to end round 1. Daniel Marcos has battered up a Richie Lang. Richie Lang is a bloody mess already. I don't even really know what's going on, but should be fun. So enjoy. Hopefully this card is much better than last week's, and then after it's all said and done, we'll be back to discuss. So join us. We'll have a good time. New York Rick will be back. Sure, it'll be lots of positive stuff. I think the Prince of Positivity will be here as well. So thank you all very much. For Casey, I am Mike Heck. Enjoy the fights, everybody.